Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday to you. Meteorologist Rebecca Sweet here, coming to you live from my home studio. We are tracking the potential for seeing strong to severe thunderstorms as we head throughout the day today. As we mentioned before on air, if you didn't get a chance to watch our broadcast, we're looking at 3 rounds of different opportunities for precipitation today. The first round is moving through this morning, so this is round number 1. It's bringing in some moderate to heavy rain. Round number 2 is going to be moving in as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. And round number 3 is going to be moving in overnight tonight and into the early hours of your Friday. I want to make sure that we are getting people viewing this Facebook Live. So if you can see me, feel free to give me a little comment. We do want to make sure that people have the chance of seeing this video because I am going to go over the forecast really quickly. I'm going to break it down for you. I know that a lot of people are primarily going to have questions about where they live. I'm going to do my best to explain where the Central and Southern Valley is at. And I'm also going to do my best to explain where the Plateaus region is at. Now, if you do ask questions about where you live, I'm not going to be able to get to all of your locations. But I do want to say this right off the bat that everyone in East Tennessee has the chance of seeing strong to severe storms today. So if you are watching this video, if you have friends and family that live in East Tennessee, please give them a message, give them a heads up, and maybe let them know what they can expect in their area or have a way of getting into a safe place. I've already had viewers message me and say, we're actually going over to our friend's house because they have a basement, so we'll be over there this afternoon. Best thing I could hear from a viewer is getting stuff like that. We've also had multiple viewers ask about picking up their kids from school. I know that Meigs County has actually, they are closing school at 12:30 today ahead of the potential for some severe thunderstorms. Great news to be prepared. Again, what we always tell people is it is so much better to be over prepared for what could happen than to be under prepared for what will happen. And so right now what we're going through is kind of if everything comes out to how it is forecast, worst case scenario, that is what we're forecasting for. We want you to be over prepared. We want you to be extra cautious because we want you to be safe. Now, if things do not come out to play like what we are forecasting, thank goodness, best news ever. But if things do come out to what the forecast is looking like, we could be certainly in for a mess later on today and into tonight. So I'm going to go through the forecast quickly. Again, if you have any questions, I'm going to try and go through some of these comments later on this afternoon, and we're going to do another Facebook Live before our noon show. So feel free to ask your questions. I like to hear what people want to know. And right now, our biggest issue is going to be the potential for some of those strong to severe storms. So let's go through the forecast quickly. Again, keep your questions coming. Don't leave. Watch this entire video. I promise I will keep it short, but I want to get this information out there. So first and foremost, we do have some heavy rain that's continuing to move through the area this morning. This is just rain. No severe weather expected until after lunchtime. Once we head into the afternoon, everybody, we will continue to see the potential for those strong to severe storms increasing. Unfortunately, timing for this, and I will break this down for you in our high resolution model in just a second, timing for the first round of severe storms looks to be right around the time frame that you may pick up your kids from school, maybe a little bit later, but that's when I would certainly expect to see some of the potential for those severe storms ramping up. If you haven't heard, the Storm Prediction Center does have parts of the viewing area under an enhanced and slight risk for severe weather. This is just like what we had last Thursday, the bullseye for that severe weather being Mississippi, Alabama, and southern and south Tennessee, right south of Nashville. But we also have much higher chances here locally. You notice in East Tennessee, we do have that potential for an enhanced as well as a slight risk for severe weather. So what does this mean? I know that these colors are like, oh yeah, we have a better chance of seeing thunderstorms, but it's kind of hard to understand. So let's break down the severe risk categories. Right now across East Tennessee, we have everything ranging from a level 1 to a level 4. Now, most of the level 4 is far off to our west. That includes more so Middle Tennessee, but we do have that level 4 in our viewing area at some point. Again, if you travel further west. Now, level 3 is going to be the one that I'm more concerned about, which is the enhanced. It is the orange. Now, if you look at what this means, it means numerous strong to severe thunderstorms, persistent in nature, meaning that they're not going to be short-lived. They might actually be a little bit more long-lasting. A few of these storms could be intense, as well as bringing in the potential for isolated tornadoes, as well as several reports of wind damage. We are looking at the chance for seeing wind gusts with these storms up to around 60 to 70 miles per hour. To reiterate what a severe thunderstorm warning is, it's when we have winds gusting over 58 miles per hour or hail quarter size in size. So that is when we have a severe thunderstorm warning. That is what has been issued by the National Weather Service because that's what's been indicated by radar. We do have a flash flood watch that's going to be in effect until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I do expect localized flooding to be a concern by this time tomorrow. In addition to that, a wind advisory is in effect until 5 a.m. on your Friday. Gusts up to 45 miles per hour possible all across East Tennessee, as well as a high wind warning that's going to be in effect until 5 a.m. for the higher elevations of the Smokies with wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Let's break down the Futurecast model. This is going to be the bread and butter for what we're talking about. This is our high resolution model. This is the one that I do think has been having the greatest accuracy on what we can expect. So there we're taking you through mid-morning. As I mentioned, up until lunchtime, do not be concerned with severe weather. Once we get into the lunch hour, I do expect more widespread rain, heavy, consistent rain. This right here is the saving grace. If we see heavy rain that sticks around throughout the entire day, best news, because that will actually stabilize the atmosphere and it'll make it harder for severe thunderstorms to pop up later on this afternoon and into this evening. So we like a soggy, gross, gray day. This would be ideal. The thing that we're worried about is this right here. So notice by the time we get into mid-afternoon, we are continuing to see rain showers coming to an end and a little bit of a break possible. If we do see this break, and actually if we see some sunshine, bad news bears. That could mean the potential for the atmosphere getting to be more unstable, better opportunity for seeing more strong to severe thunderstorms redeveloping tonight. And this right here is a look at what we're going to continue to see for our first chance for severe weather. So it's likely going to move from south to north. So including the southern and central valley, I'm talking to Maryville, Sweetwater, Athens, Tellico Plains, Pigeon Forge. This will start right around dinner time and it's going to move from south to north. I don't expect every cell to be severe, but I do expect to see some stronger storms that do have the potential of being strong to severe. That will last all the way into the evening hours, moving into the Central Valley. Now, when I say Central Valley, I'm including Knoxville, Oak Ridge, maybe even stretching as far north as Maynardville, moving into Dandridge, Pigeon Forge, maybe the northern half of Maryville, Lenoir City. So it's right in this region right here. That's more of the Central Valley, and it will continue to move further north as the evening continues on. Then we'll see another break from the rain before we have the actual cold front that is forecast to move through. Now, the cold front is expected to bring in the greatest potential for some isolated tornadoes across the plateau. Now, if you live across the plateau, hopefully you should know it by now. We mention it all the time. It goes all the way from Fentress County through Cumberland County and Ray County and then stretching down into Chattanooga. So it's going to be this area right here where we do look like we have the best dynamics for seeing perhaps some rotating storms. That will take us into the evening hour tonight. Strong storms will move overnight. Now, I don't expect any of the severe weather threat to decrease as it moves to the east, but it does appear that the storms moving to the east won't be quite as strong as what they initially were when they made their way across the plateau. If you're watching them moving into Greene County, Hawkins County, Cott County, Sevier County, these storms will still likely be strong. They'll probably wake you up in the middle of the night, and they're likely going to bring in some gusty winds. So don't let this fool you that these storms will not still be strong. I do expect to see some of these strong storms to stick around overnight tonight and into tomorrow. So by the time we head into your Friday morning, thankfully tomorrow morning, it may be a little bit of a cleanup for a lot of folks, cleaning up some branches, leaves, wet conditions, maybe some minor flooding. Tomorrow will be a much quieter day. One more time to reiterate your impacts as we go throughout the day today. I do expect damaging wind gusts. We could have winds up to around 45 miles per hour, widespread across East Tennessee. With some severe storms, we may have wind gusts up to 60 to 70 miles per hour. Heavy rain, localized flooding possible, 1 to 3 inches of rain, as well as isolated tornadoes, not out of the question, especially across the plateau and for the Southern Valley. Your 7-day forecast does show quieter weather on Friday, more rain moving in for your Saturday and Sunday, but right now those storms are not looking severe. So I'll take a deep breath right now. Yes, we are going to continue to track the potential for severe storms today. I was watching everyone's comments, and I'm so thankful for everyone asking great questions. Kentucky, I would say that your severe weather threat is definitely not as high as what it is further south and southwest, but strong storms will still be possible, and I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a few isolated severe thunderstorm warnings for Southeast Kentucky as well. I hope you guys follow us on social media today. Again, we're going to have much more coming up with another update at noon. Mike's going to be over on Channel 10. I will be in the studio doing Facebook Lives, getting all the information that we have from you guys. I want to know your questions. I want to know your concerns. If you have the chance right now and you don't live in an area where you know your secure spot for storm coverage, please think about it. Going into an interior building, away from all windows, try and get to the most interior part of your house. In fact, ours is right there. That's our room right there. It's a closet down in the basement. That's where we go if we ever need to because of storms. But you want to think about that. If you live maybe in an area where you don't have a safe place, go to a friend's house. Call them up and say, hey, is it okay if I just hang out here this afternoon and tonight? Because we do have the chance for seeing some strong storms. If you live in a trailer that doesn't have a basement, or it doesn't have a place that you feel safe, I would totally recommend going to a friend's house or finding a safe shelter where there is going to be a basement or maybe an interior room where you can get away from windows and feel a bit more secure that way. Also, charge your devices today. Have your phones ready to go, because know that if you do lose power because of some of these storms, your mobile device is going to be the only way that you have to receive information. I don't want to scare you. I just want to prepare you. So that's a quick little weather update, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. Rain showers through noon, thunderstorms popping up this afternoon. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you over on Channel 10 in just a little bit.